Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial of Salesforce Makes Sense. This is Himanshu and we are continuing our Lightning Web Components masterclass. We are in between understanding Lightning data service where you don't have to write one line of Apex code but still be able to connect and talk to the database. In the previous tutorial, we talked about how you can load and view a record using the Lightning record form, right? But that has its own limitations. Can you adjust, for example, if the business requirement is that the reason should be the second field, you cannot do that, right? If you have to put reason on the side here, you cannot do that. If you want to have a form that has 3 columns and 6 rows, you cannot do that, right? It does provide you the capability of editing, viewing the record, saving it, but what if there's something better that provides you a bit more control compared to the Lightning record form? That is where we come and jump into Lightning record view form. Alright, so if you have to show a record but you want to take more control on the layout, right, the look and feel, that's where Lightning record view form comes into picture. So we'll go into VS Code and I'm going to create another component and I'll say load a custom view record. Alright, I'm going to take this up so that you see the difference, exactly what happens. So we have the record ID, I have to import the API reference, I have the object API name which is case, and I have the fields, right? Priority, status, reason, type, all of that. Cool, no problem. Now that's my JS file, but if I have to go into my meta, I need to enable the targets. And let's put it on the record page directly so that we can see it, how it looks on the record. Yeah, cool. It is exposed. Let's reduce the size a bit. I don't need that big of a width for the left panel. And now here, this is my record form, correct? But if I go to my load a custom one, I have to use something that's called Lightning record view form. This one right here. Right? It does not have too many parameters, but it lets you do certain set of things. So if I go ahead and say record ID, I can bind my record ID here. Yes. And I can bind my object API name here. Cool. I don't have to be static here because I have a variable that defines it already. So object API name, close, done. That's it. Cool. Let's go ahead and say deploy. First of all, I'll say deploy. Load a custom view record.js. It has just 2 things for now, record ID and the object API name. I'll go to Safari. I'll go to case page. I'll open a random case. I'll say edit. Takes some time. It is still not deployed yet, so let's wait. Salesforce is a bit patchy today. Probably some sort of maintenance is going on, or maybe the developer editions have taken a hit. Yeah, no worries. Let's wait for it to get deployed. Yes, deployed fine. Done. Let's go back. Let's say okay, refresh. And let's remove our previous, or let's keep the previous one. That's okay. And I should see another one that's called load a custom view record. Yeah. Load a custom view record. There's nothing inside right now. I'll say save. Okay, let's say save. Let's go back and I'll just come in here. Surround it with the lightning card. LDS with custom view. All right, just giving it a name. Just ensuring the alignment is correct. Done. Let's say deploy again. Now you see this, there's some space, but there's nothing in there, so it's not showing anything. Let's refresh our page. And now I still don't see anything here. The title, okay, has it deployed? Yeah. So LDS with custom view is the card, but it does not have anything inside it. Why? Because it is a record view form. You have to define the fields that you want to see. And this set of fields that you have defined here will not work out because you're not using them, right? Have you mentioned that the fields should be the fields that you have tagged here? No. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a custom layout of your own. And this is where your freedom comes in, right? Meaning the way you want to set your layout, you can do it. And that's the flexibility that Lightning Record View Form brings. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a grid, right? The grid is the best way to actually have a table. All right. I'll just say that it should wrap and it should be a grid. And then here I need to give it columns. So there's SLDS col, and I think SLDS size, there's a class. Let me just copy the class name, SLDS size 1 of 2. Okay. Sizing, it's right here. Let me pick this up, or it's okay, no worries. SLDS size underscore 1 of 2. Okay, so SLDS size underscore 1 hyphen of hyphen 2. This should be fine. Yeah, and I'll just say close. And what I want to do is I want to use output fields. So you see, if you only need 3 things: the record ID, object API name, and the fields here as well. But every field you want to add can be added as an output field, meaning you have to use another base component that is nothing but the output field. Okay, output field. So here you need to give the field name, and the field name here will basically be the same field that you are going to use. And this basically has to be the API name. Okay, it's not a random name, it has to be the API name. Make sense? Okay, I'll go ahead and say deploy first of all, just to check if the first field is showing up as expected or not. If it is not showing, then we might have to look at what's going wrong. Let's go to Safari, let's go here, refresh, and now let's see what happens. Okay, so if you notice, case number is showing up pretty much similar to how it is showing here, correct? But now I want to introduce one more field, right? And that is nothing but the reason. What is the reason? Reason is basically just plain reason, and then I'll just go ahead and say deploy. Done. Let's refresh. And this is where you are getting the bit of a control. It's not a straight vertical view. Now you can actually make it a bit more compact by defining the size of your columns and putting them side by side, also reordering them based on your requirement. Make sense? What did I do here? I simply said, see, I might have gone a bit fast, but just let's do a quick revision. Okay, I created a lightning card. That's the first thing that I do, so that we are able to see the component with a title. Okay, inside the lightning card I defined a record view form. Why the record view form? Because we wanted to do a custom layout. I was not impressed with the lightning record form layout, but I wanted more control, so I went with the lightning record view form. When we say view, that means you cannot edit it, so you are viewing it. There's no option to edit it, hence no pencil icons. Perfect. With this view form, the view form told me that it needs 3 things: the record ID, the object API name, and the fields. Okay, I defined the record ID. This record ID is something that's taken from the page. Because I have embedded my widget on the record page, it is automatically picking it up, which is beautiful. If it does not pick it up and you have to do it on some other page, you have to define the record ID. Makes sense? The second thing is the object API name, it is case here, and the third thing is fields. However, with lightning record view form, you cannot use this fields directly. Instead, because you have more control, you use them by creating a lightning output field, and you give it a field name. This field name should basically be the API name of the field. So if it was a custom field, this would be reason __ C. Makes sense? Okay, so this is why we defined output fields. But what extra did I do? I actually created a SLDS grid. Okay, I created a SLDS grid. Inside that grid, I created a column. So this is nothing but Salesforce's way of creating a matrix, right? So you are aware of, what do I call it? So let's say, let me just open chess.com. Yeah, Chess. So I'll just show you. So if I were to play a game in front of you, right? So what is a grid? So if you see this right here, right? Or let it open in a full screen. I'll just lose for now. But you see, this right here is the entire grid. right? So I've told Salesforce that I want to create a grid. Okay, it is saying, okay, create a grid. Now inside this grid, I am saying that I want columns, and each column should be of size 1 of 2, meaning that the entire row should be divided into two parts, and this should be the first column, this should be the second column. Okay, I'm getting some errors here because I have just aborted the game. But here, what do you see? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 columns are there in one line, right? So what is the meaning? It means it is SLDS size 1 of 8. Okay, that's the meaning. 1 of 2 means 50-50%. 1 of 8 means 1 by 8th portion will be allotted to this field. The second 1 by 8th portion will be allotted to this field. But if you do, like, for example, 2 out of 6, meaning out of the total 6 blocks, 2 blocks will be allotted here, and then 2 blocks will be allotted here. If it was 2 out of 6, 2 out of 6, 2 out of 6, meaning you'll have three fields. I'll just quickly show you how it would look. So if I create 2 out of 6, it would basically have 3 fields in a single line. That's the idea. And that's the concept of SLDS grid and SLDS call. SLDS call is nothing but SLDS columns. Cool. Let's deploy this. I'll not play chess in front of you guys because you guys are waiting for my tutorial. So let's not play chess for now. I'll say refresh. And now if you see 3, makes sense. Now what is the importance of SLDS wrap? See, I know this is not important for the LWC part, but I think it is important for you to understand. It's CSS, right? Basic CSS. SLDS wrap. What will SLDS wrap do? If you have a 4th column coming in here, right, it will automatically place it in the next line because 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6. So area finished. Now this will start with the next line with the first fresh of 2. Okay, so if I do, what do I have? Origin, or I have status. Let's take status. Save, deploy. Refresh. So if you see, this capability is not coming just like this. It's coming because you have wrapped your grid. You are saying, I want a grid, it needs to be wrapped. When I say wrapped, it means that as soon as the size is over, I want to go to the next line so that it is automatically handled. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 out of 6, 6 out of 6 complete. This will go to the next line. So another 2 is done. 4 spaces are left. 2 here, 2 here. That is the concept of the grid and wrap, and that is the concept of the column. Put a comment if this was helpful for you, so that I know that what the things that I explain actually make sense, and they are valuable and helpful to you, because I don't think people explain you these kind of things when they're talking about LWC in general. But this is equally, at least for me, it is equally important because this is part of design. All right, great. So this again is a very powerful code that you have written, very small code, but still being able to do things like this, right? If you notice, this is also a lightning view form, right? It has places for you to put in the fields, and you have done something very similar. And now you can say that okay, what Salesforce has done internally, I am also able to do myself, writing LWC code. Cool. What I want you guys to do is, I want you to do the same code for, let's say, account or a contact or some other object, just so that you also get the hang of it. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and deploy all of this. I'll just go ahead and say choose all state changes. I'll use my previous commit, and I'll say load a record with custom view, commit, sync. This is also gone to GitHub. So I'll go to my repositories, LWC masterclass, and this is where we should be able to see that I've just committed this custom view. If I go to this particular commit, I'll be able to see the 4 files. So you have it here. All right, great. That's all from this particular tutorial. In the next one, we will check if you wanted certain values to be loaded without an output field, right? So what do we really do? So let's look at it in the next video. Cool. Thanks. Bye.